Are you serious? Are you serious? It is time. It is time to focus on our health, on our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health. Every part of us needs to be stronger, more clear, more well understand, better balanced. There's no way to do that any better than with C60. People, you've been sending me emails like, Paul, how did you lose 14 pounds? How come you're feeling better? Why you got so much more energy? Are you serious? I'm going to tell you today. I'll tell you it all today. I like to start every day, of course, with prayer and then a good cup of coffee blended with the C60 Evo MCT coconut oil. And I don't even like coconut, but I do with this because you really don't taste it, but it's good for you. It gives me a boost of energy and mental focus all day long. And I also sleep deeper at night, which, if you get good night's sleep, you will feel so much better. And when I'm really busy, and I seem to be, I like to take a shot of the C60 Evo olive oil midday because it's really potent and it gives you, I don't know, it just gives me that vitality. It just gives me that energy, that boost, better endurance. I can keep going longer late into the night talking my way through it. So I got the C60 Evo sample set sitting right here. I want to show it to you today, but I want to do more than just show it to you. I want you to understand how you could enjoy this amazing anti-aging facial serums. You're wondering why I'm looking better and glowing? I'm going to tell you why. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring an expert, or I'm going to bring two experts in to help you understand the joy of this. And right there, you can see it. Go to www.e60evo.com/Paul Begley. And the code is EVP. Begley, okay? You'll need that. You will need that. So keep an eye on that, and I put the link below. Joining us right now, okay, right now is Patty Greer. Patty, come join. I want to know more about what's going on. And Chris Burris is here with us also, guys. Yes. Are you serious? Great to have you guys. I'm excited about what is going on with this product and how it's helping me and many others. Tell us about it. What is the secret to all this?
I am so serious that the product saved my life. And I thought I had the biggest bottle, but years behind you has got mine beat. Dang it.
That's right. That's right. Look, I told you I love this stuff. So I just put this bottle on the face of the earth.
You got me beat this time. So yeah, you are serious.
Yes, I am. And I feel great. And that's the best part.
Yeah. So Chris,
help us, Chris. Help us.
I'm the geeky guy in the lab coat. I work in a lab. I am not a doctor. I don't want anybody to have that misinterpretation. And I've been working with the molecule that's actually, I guess, right over your right shoulder. And for me, right over my left shoulder since 1991. Yeah, you look at that molecule and you're like, wait, is that a molecule? It's very unusual. And it is. The guys who discovered it actually won the Nobel Prize for their discovery in 1996, discovered it in 85, won the Nobel Prize in 96. I've actually got a kind of a full model here. If you're just listening, you don't have to like rush to your screen. Just imagine a soccer ball where the lines on the soccer ball represent the bonds between the carbon atoms. So you have the spherical molecule of 60 carbon atoms. I'm going to talk geek and then kind of Nobel Prize stuff, and then we can get into like why it's having an impact on your energy. I think that's a good way. I always like the foundation. I suspect you didn't need much help with energy, but so the Nobel Prize was awarded in 96. They actually thought this molecule would be toxic, and they put it in a toxicity study. And instead of being toxic, the test subjects that they gave it to, in this case, it was Wistar rats, lived 90% longer than the control group.
Wow.
So the single longest longevity experimental result on mammals in history is because of that giant bottle formula you have right there behind you. And is this product, the C60 Evo olive oil formula. And that study where the rats lived 90% longer. And by the way, in that study, the rats also died without tumors. So a typical Wistar rat lives about 32 months.
That's huge.
They have a known amount of tumor mass. So the longer they live, the more tumor mass they get in their bodies. Even though the C60 Evo rats lived out to 62 months, none of them had any tumors. Like it's
I mean, that's like magical. That's like, I mean, that's just insane. That's almost double the lifespan and no tumors.
Historic.
Yeah, no, it's an absolutely amazing result. And you can imagine that's the thing that shifted me from being a happy-go-lucky carbon nanomaterial scientist to getting into the health space and trying to understand things like, hey, is a 90% extension of life a big thing? I kind of thought it was. I've never heard anybody talking about extending life. And it turns out the next best way to live longer is called calorie restriction. If you reduce your calorie consumption by 30%, you can extend your life by 30%. I call that diet the starve yourself 1/3 to death diet. And no one really signs up for that one. It's not a good advertise. They need a new PR firm.
Right.
But yeah, that's a 30% extension of life by cutting your calories by 30%. In this case, literally, we just added effectively 1 teaspoon, once you kind of translate it for human consumption, 1 teaspoon of our olive oil product with as much of this ESS60 molecule as you can get to dissolve in it, in 1 teaspoon a day. And so phenomenal result. And yeah.
I mean, it's great. I mean, it really is. And you took the best ingredients, the extra virgin olive oil, and mixed it so that this is, I don't know how to say it. It's like getting a shot of energy. It's a shot of adrenaline almost. Forget Red Bull. You don't need that stuff. I mean, you need to go with something that's literally going to be healthy for your body. Is that right? Patty, would you agree with what Chris is saying here?
Yeah. I start my day like you with the coconut oil, the MCT coconut in my coffee. And the reason I do that is because I never forget. I always remember where the kitchen is, but that's about it in the morning till I get my coffee down. And it's so incredible. I do the bullet coffee, or the silver bullet as I call it. And I mix it with all these organic local ingredients best I can. Honey, cinnamon, whipping cream, heavy duty.
Oh, nice. Good idea.
Oh yeah, no, it's brunch for me, my cup of coffee. And Chris used to joke and say, "You mean your hot tub of coffee?" Because he thought my mugs were rather huge. He'll be pleased to know I'm only doing like a half a cup now. Like I look in my mug, wow, I'm really cutting back. But probably because I don't need as much now that I've had 2 hip replacements this year.
This year?
This year.
How you doing? You're all right? You're moving?
I can't even believe how good I am. I'm going dancing tomorrow night.
Wow.
I'm all back. But I also totally forget that I was crippled a year ago. I mean, I was down to the core of my energy, and I was still taking this product. So I did survive the uranium poisoning that somebody did to me, and the other thing that somebody did to me. And every day I wake up and I just go, I love you. I'm here. I knock on wood somewhere. And I'm just so grateful for every day, because when you tell the truth in times of universal deceit, you are a threat to the dark ones. And we have this kind of new thing in my brain. The BC used to mean a time, before the wonderful Savior. But now I look at 2024 to 2020, and I'm going BC. Today was like before communism in my brain, where I went, God, we've got a whole new chapter in human history where we have never been so deceived as a country, as a world, as we have in the last few years. And my friends are like, how come you're still in a good mood? How come you are still nice? And I'm like, I take this product. It keeps my brain so grounded and so centered that nothing takes me out. I watch people going nuts lately, and I just feel really super strong because I believe that we are on a path to make America healthy again.
I love it. I love it. I love
this is a hat that I got directly from Bobby's crew.
Okay.
Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
And I personally have gotten 3 collection sets to Bobby Kennedy Jr.
Oh, nice.
With the intention of being able to understand his voice better. And I actually am hearing better voice, more clarity. I cannot say because he hasn't told me straight up that he's taking it. But yesterday I really squeezed my friend. I said, can you just find out She said, Patty, when they said yes to the second collection and then yes to the third, as long as you had it blessed in a church, which we had to do, he received it. So I hope he's taking it, because he is going to make America healthy again.
Healthy again. That's exciting. I mean, Chris, I mean, what do you think? I mean, so it definitely makes a difference in the recovery, Patty's surgery. I mean, how does that work? The molecules. You're the guy with the molecules. Okay, so tell me what's going on here.
Well, yeah, one of my jobs as we're kind of going into this health space is to understand, like I mentioned, is the result, is a 90% extension of life a big deal? Yes, it's a big deal. And then what are the potential mechanism of action? Like, how is this working? And at first, and we've gone through some iterations, and each one of these still remains to be true. Our most consistent testimonial is people take the product in the morning, they report mental focus and energy during the day, and then better sleep that night. If the only thing we did was improve your sleep, like we all know, sleep is good for your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. And so if we improved your sleep, your mental, physical, and emotional well-being would be improved. So that was kind of one thing that we hang our hat, mostly because we consistently get that testimonial. The next is, if you think about longevity and you think about what the medical community says causes aging, they tend to think of it in terms of oxidation and inflammation. So when it comes to oxidation, we are an antioxidant. That is, well, there's an ad hoc study out on the web that says we're 173 times more powerful than vitamin C. There's peer-reviewed published research that shows us to be 125 times more powerful than vitamin C.
Wow.
By the way, we're going into the holidays. Like, this is when people get the sniffles, they get cold, they get the flu, they get all that fun stuff. And they typically reach for vitamin C because of its antioxidant capability. Now we're talking about something 125 times more powerful than vitamin C as an antioxidant. So that's pretty phenomenal. The next thing is, the medical community thinks about aging in terms of an inflammation process. In fact, there's a word called inflammaging, right, which is combining aging and inflammation.
Don't want it. I don't want it. Don't want it.
Yeah.
Don't want it. No diagnosis of what?
Inflammaging. Yeah.
Sounds
You
awful.
probably want to sign up for the Starve Yourself 1/3 to Death diet before you sign up for the inflammaging, I don't know, free giveaway line. And what we're allowed to say. So inflammation, the FDA really looks at it very directly tied to the diseases of inflammation. And those are the classic diseases of aging, like Alzheimer's, arthritis, cardiovascular disease, cancers. And so we're not allowed to specifically say we address chronic inflammation. What we are allowed to talk about is like acute inflammation, like that inflammation that is caused maybe by like a lot of exercise, right? So we've all gone for a long walk one day, really long walk, or just had a tough workout and been, felt that inflammation in our body the next day. We absolutely address that type of inflammation. We just need to do more research to be able to talk about chronic inflammation. What I can add is this product fits perfectly in with an anti-inflammatory diet. And that's a diet associated with the blue zone people. The people in the blue zones are known to have reduced incidences of stroke, reduced incidences of heart attacks, and also to live longer. So we fit perfectly in that kind of circle of anti-inflammatory diets.
Yeah, the people who live in the blue zone, some folks may not be familiar with the blue zones, but there's certain, I don't know, is there like 6 of them maybe in the world? Or
yeah, it's 5 or 6, yeah.
5 or 6, that they live longer, live healthier, less toxins, everything about it. It's quite extraordinary. And you're saying that I could be living in the blue zone without being in the blue zone? I mean, is that what you're saying? Is that what's happening to me, Patty? This transformation, the loss of, I'm sleeping so much better. I mean, what's going on? How can you have this much energy and then sleep so like a baby at night? I mean, is it doing it for you?
Oh, yeah. You're going to get used to it, which is really nice. And because the product worked for me instantly, and I was really wounded the first time, I got hit with a directed energy weapon after speaking at a UFO event. Yeah, I ended my UFO career because I got the message, but I've been wounded for 6 years, and it wasn't easy, and it wasn't fun, and it was super scary. And as I look back now, I think I don't even know how I made it, but now I'm way on the other side, and it's only because of this product. And so I was lucky enough to start communicating with Chris years ago, and he realized that I was the big mouth on the air. And the reason they were getting all these calls at the lab, because they were selling industrial C60 for years, for decades. And they weren't used to having people say, how much should I take? So Chris was like, well, what are you talking about? And this crazy girl on the air was going, oh my God, it saved my life. And here I am blabbing away. So finally, Chris and I started talking, and I'm like, you're the lab, I'm the mouth. Let's do this. And he was like, are you serious? I'll send you an NDA. Within an hour, it came. They flew me down about a week or 2 weeks later. And when I walked into the lab, it was the third C60 lab I'd ever seen. But it was the only real lab, I think, in America. And the thing
the only one that actually makes C60.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
There was warehouse and garage and toilets, but then I walked into a real lab, and I was just amazed. And the fact that I had the opportunity to be partners with the real lab, it's the easiest thing I've ever sold, because every day I'm a walking miracle that I'm even here, let alone these 2 surgeries. So
Wow.
I interviewed 3 surgeons because I stretched it out years before I went in. And I was probably bone on bone, but I wasn't willing to get x-rays because I didn't want to know. I can do this. I can do this. And I was, gritting it, but I'm determined. And at the time, I was still scared of the people that harmed me. So I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to hide in the woods. So I did that for a while, but I kept taking the Evo. And my brain never stopped working. So once Chris and I became partners, our product line really expanded because I was using this on my face. I'd take the spoonful, which we haven't done yet.
No,
and then I'd take
that.
the spoon and wipe it on my face and my hands. And all of a sudden my skin started getting better. And I was like, whoa, I called the lab, these guys, and I said, we need to start making facial things. And they're like, whoa, we're a bunch of guys. Okay, so our facial products are absolutely fab. And then they invented a facial product without even my help. And now we've got body creams and lip balms all infused with miracle molecule. Chris really wants to do a shot. Do you have a spoon?
I'm doing a shot. Are anyone joining me? Go.
No, I'll have to swig it right out of here.
I think I'm going for it also. I'm going to do the avocado.
I'll stick with this. I'll stick with the olive oil because I haven't done the shot of this today yet.
The olive is super strong. Avocado's almost as strong. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
And I want to elaborate on the reason that we like to do a shot at the beginning of most interviews is because it really clears the mind. It helps you remember things that you might have forgotten. It is such a brain booster. And Chris has explained that it does go into the blood-brain barrier. So we know that it helps the brain. But recently I was focusing on the pineal gland, because I learned that these corporations have targeted specifically the pineal gland, which connects us with God and connects us with the higher realms. So if they can cut that off and give us a bunch of things with needles in the arm, then they're going to be able to turn us all into their little cyborg slaves. And, we'll vote for the wrong people and say, we love BC,
It does make it different. And so, Chris, when you were doing this, the study, okay, and putting this together, and like you said, Nobel Prize in this, I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, how did you know, what is it that helped you understand the combination that makes this work so well?
Well, I mean, as much as I would like to say I'm the smart guy who invented this,
you're the geek here in the room. I mean, you can at least explain how they did it.
I'm the smart guy who was there at the beginning. We are actually the oldest and longest manufacturer of this molecule, ESS60, on the planet. We've been manufacturing it since 1991. And if you remember, discovered in 85, Nobel Prize awarded in 96. We were selling this molecule for 5 years before before the Nobel Prize was given. In fact,
Wow.
the fact that we were delivering, thank you, the fact that we were delivering quantities to these researchers is probably why they knew so concretely that it was an amazing molecule, which ultimately led to those 3 scientists who did discover, not me, but the 3 scientists who did discover it, win the Nobel Prize for that discovery in the Nobel Prize was in chemistry. And so then, at this point, it's just an amazing molecule. The way I describe it, it performs as well or better than the current best material in every application. So better inks, better batteries, better tires, better photocells. It was not really on our radar. I mean, there were a couple situations where we understood it might have positive biomedical applications, but mostly we were thinking of it for industrial applications. And that's really why they did that initial study. So they because it performed so well, they thought man will be working with this material on a regular basis. And if man is working with it on a regular basis, we need to understand how toxic is it, right? We don't need to have another asbestos situation where we're in hindsight, hey, we shouldn't have done that. So you're doing these studies. And again, instead of being toxic, the test subject that they gave it to lived 90% longer than the control group. And that really changed the trajectory. Now we're in the health space. Now we're kind of constantly trying to figure out, hey, are there improvements that we can do? We're publishing papers. Most supplement companies don't bother publishing papers. Well, first, they don't bother doing research. And then if they do research, they don't bother publishing papers. We're actually publishing with the original researcher. The lead researcher is Dr. Fathi Musa out of the University of Paris. We're working on publishing our second paper with him. And just note, like in that original study, that peer-reviewed published research, we provided the material and we are mentioned in that study, right? So anybody who might be in the, we would call it the industrial C60 space, they weren't there in the beginning, right? They don't even exist without our lab. And so, we're very proud to be in the space. And the thing that makes us proud and very happy is we get amazing testimonials like yours, Paul. We get amazing testimonials where, there are people who are customers who, energy is not their focus. They're struggling with something, right? Where better sleep, should be their focus, but it's not what they wake up, ironically, every day thinking about. They think about, whatever physical health challenge that they're having. And then we turn around and get amazing testimonials from these people. And the reason for that, and we could talk about that in a second, is because a lot of supplements aspire to work at the cellular level. Like you'll hear this in a lot of marketing. We actually don't work at the cellular level. We work at the subcellular level. So inside of the cells, inside of the mitochondria, of the cells, which are the energy production organelles in every cell in our body. So we're a subcellular Nobel Prize winning carbon-based technology that's just stunning the world.
People are screaming over here in the chat room. Pink Butterfly says, I need some. How do I get it? You can see the link. Look below the video. It says right there, www.c60.com. C60evo.com/Paul Begley, and then do the code for 10% more off. EVP Begley. Okay, right there it is, clicking by you, and you can click on the link below. Patty, they need to get this. They need to get this, and with the 10% off, that'll help, won't it? What do they need to do when they go there? Click on the website. What do they need to know?
Well, they need to know if they have a dog or a cat, they're probably going to want their dog and cat to live as long as they do. And the testimonials will make you cry. The dog lover set, we get people saying, I thought I was going to have to put my dog to sleep last year. Thank you, C60 Evo. He's bounding up the stairs. We don't carry him anywhere. We had 2 of those last year. So to me, even the human testimonials like you, like me, like Chris, the pets are showing the humans that are too stubborn to go, I do notice it. And all of a sudden their lethargic cat looks good again and is running around the yard chasing butterflies. So, we all have an opportunity to sit around and suffer or to take an easy spoonful in the morning, which to me is the most effortless way to improve your body. But does it really work? Can I really feel it? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you will. I promise you will. And what happened is, you'll just start saying, hey, I just got more energy, because you're used to like being run down by 3 o'clock or 2:30. I need that nap. No, don't need the nap. Need to keep going. Okay. You really do.
Yeah. I
So
go till 5 of 9. Yeah.
it works at the subcellular level. You're saying, Chris, you're saying it's right there. And is that why we feel this urge? I mean, this just surge of energy, but then it can sleep at night. It's kind of weird how can something, because you think of coffee, coffee gives you that stimulant, then you can't sleep, you drink it too late. No, this gives you that surge, but then you can sleep. I mean, how does that work?
Well, coffee also gives you a buzzy edge, and this doesn't.
That's true.
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the things that you're pointing out is a challenge we have as we try and market this, right? Like we're, in some cases, we're not the best marketers. I'm a scientist. Patty likes to talk about the benefits that she's getting and a lot of woo-woo stuff. And so we make a really good team. But to market something, like if I were to just share with you, hey, I got this thing and it's great for focus and energy and also sleep, your first mindset is like, that's probably not real. And then you put it into even another perspective, right? Remember, I said most of our customers take it in the morning, mental focus and energy during the day, and then better sleep that night. There's a really good book by Dr. Matthew Walker called Why We Sleep that talks about all the bad things that happen to you when you don't sleep. I call it the Freddy Krueger of sleep books.
Lord.
Remember Freddy Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street? He scares you out of dreams. This book will scare you into dreams, because the things that happen to you emotionally, psychologically, physiologically, a lot of people don't realize. So we do this massive experiment with billions of people twice a year, and it's daylight savings time, where we strip them of 1 hour of sleep, or we add to their sleep 1 hour. When we take away 1 hour of sleep, heart attacks go up by around 21%.
Oh.
So the next day, also, by the way, accidents go up, all sorts of negative physiological things happen when we take away that hour of sleep. They go, when you get that hour of sleep back, the heart attacks that following day are reduced. So sleep has this immense physiological impact. And Dr. Matthew Walker talks about the $2 billion sleep aid industry, right? These are prescription sleep aids. And he shares that the problem with these sleep aids is that they actually knock you unconscious, right? You wake up without the desire for sleep, and there's a chemical process that it does. And that would feel refreshing, right? So Paul, imagine 10 days in a row, you wake up and you're like, I didn't get enough sleep. And finally you wake up and you feel like you had enough sleep. But the problem is because it's a depressant and it knocks you out, you don't get the in-REM sleep and you don't get the REM sleep that you need to do the healing and restoration. And I just bring that contrast because those prescription drugs, which Dr. Matthew Walker unequivocally recommends you do not take, they're given at night. Ours you take in the morning and positively impacts your health. And then you start talking about the subcellular level addressing the mitochondria. We can dig into that a little bit further, but that's why you're having this positive impact on both folks.
Okay. Chris he's going into the subcellular level right now. Chris just went in. Patty, help me understand what happened to Chris. He's in the subcellular. He gets to that subcellular level. He don't want to leave. He just wants to keep fixing things. Patty.
Deep nerd. The one thing is, when you've got more energy all day long, you go. Of course, you're going to sleep better at night. You've gotten more sun. You've gotten more exercise. You've moved. I know that it keeps me going, but for me, it's my brain power. I love research. And I know that, we work with a lot of influencers, and you guys love research.
Absolutely.
If you get something that gives you the endurance to go later, an hour every day, 2 hours every day, what a gift, because right now we are in the most amazing time in history, and I'm counting on you guys to get us through to the other side. So I do want to say that when people first look at the website, they need to say, what's my body worth? What's my health worth? Because I'm worth it. I want to try this. And you can start with just a little 4-ounce bottle, and it's not all that expensive, but it is so worth it. And then you might want to go bigger. But our number one seller is the Inside and Out set, which is take it on the inside and put it on your face. This has been mind-boggling. This beautiful facial serum that smells, oh yeah, like rosemary. It comes in this beautiful box, and it's a really lovely gift. Ho, ho, ho. But the inside and out treatment, if you're taking it on a spoon and putting it on your skin, you're going to benefit a whole lot more. I mean, look at Chris's skin. He's 75. I think he looks great.
He's 75. He would be absolutely phenomenal.
Oh God, I have to do that to him. But no, he's 55. But he and Robert actually created the machine that burns C60 at the heat of the sun. So when he says, oh, I'm not the, yeah, they are actually. And they're still using that technology. And his professor at college said, you guys are so smart. You ought to come up with this machine and learn how to create carbon-60 fullerenes because it's more valuable than gold per ounce. And of course, you say that to a couple of college guys, they're going to jump on it. But these two luckily created the magic, and we are still delivering 33 years later. But now we're delivering to people and pets and making a difference in people's health. So I highly recommend the different ways to save money. Aside from your code for the extra 10% off.
Right, get that 10%.
Well, if you go to the website on your page, you're going to see that we offer the main price or 20% off if you sign up for a monthly subscription. It's effortless, takes a minute, and then you get it every month as long as you want it. If you don't want it, you call and cancel. Get the 20% off no matter what, even if you're going to cancel in 5 days because you can't, whatever, But on day 6, you're going to go, wait a minute, I feel amazing. And then you're going to go, well, crap, So it takes a minute for some people that are so focused outside their bodies, but people are really conscious, notice it within an hour. I noticed it very quickly. I felt different and that I could walk again. That was a gift. So we have 3 flavors of oil. And what I sent to Bobby Kennedy Jr., because I wanted him to be impressed, was all 3 flavors. It's called the C60 Evo sampler set. And if it's not on your landing page, at the bottom of your landing page, it says go to the store so you can see everything we carry. But what's featured on your landing page, Chris is reminding me, is the inside and out set and the olive oil in all these different sizes, because this is what won the Nobel Prize. This is what made the rats live 90% longer. And it came from our lab. So there might be other companies claiming 90% longer. Well, your shit doesn't come from your stuff doesn't come from our lab. It's probably not ESS 60. It's industrial.
Are they trying to knock it off? Are they trying to do knockoffs? Or are they just trying to ride the wave, catch the wave?
They're all sorting. The sad thing is some of them are buying from China and
oh boy.
And they're getting huge promotions. So, here we are, the American lab that's making the good stuff. We highly recommend people buy what's made for people and pets specifically. That's ESS 60. So when I was told that Bobby's traveling too much, he can't take the oils, or a lot of our influencers travel, friends, family, we sell capsules of the strong stuff, the olive oil. And this is really a great way to put it in your briefcase, stick it in your desk drawer, always have it handy. Great for travel. The capsules and the bottles come in 4 ounce, 8 ounce, 16 ounce, and 32 ounce, and then 4 million ounce, which is behind you, the big bottle that you're going to need.
That's the Paul Begley. You're a true believer. And it's because you've 4 million ounces. It's just unbelievable. It means your life, because it's going to last you a lifetime. Okay, so
yeah. And you got the thing set up to just tip it so you can fill your spoon and arch it back up. So the other couple discounts I want to mention on your landing page, between now and Christmas, we're offering 15% off the big bottles, which is this one and the 16 ounce. And that's a nice discount, 15%, 20% for monthly subscriptions. And if you look on your landing page, we offer all these beautiful gift collection sets, which feature our brand new product, the C60 Evo Rich Body Cream with
I thought he was going to talk about. I don't have that yet. Okay, so that's brand new, isn't it? And
Oh,
And
we're going to have to send it to you because you got the shirt on at least, but I'm sorry you don't have the cream.
yeah, it's perfect. I mean, I could be representing. I could get the
Yeah, you're totally representing. So this has been everybody's like absolute favorite. It makes you feel so good when you smell the citrus, but it also changes the quality of your skin. And I remember when Chris and I started doing interviews, it was 5 years ago, and I would see sometimes a little more wrinkles, and now I don't see it at all.
There you go.
So I'm 71. I'm proud.
Really? Well, time out. Didn't know that. Didn't see that coming. You're 71. I didn't see that, Chris. You don't look 55 either. I mean, this thing's working here.
This thing works.
This
Yeah.
is working. I want to keep
so
looking in the mirror. I'm looking in the mirror. Is it possible it could happen to me? I'll keep trying. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, he takes a lot, and he can take it at night with a cup of coffee and go to sleep. So he is an anomaly, but I take it before noon because if I take it at 3 p.m, I'll watch a whole bunch more videos all night long because I'm wired for sound.
Are you serious? That's what you should be doing. Well, hey, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for the product. Thank you for the fact that you're working so hard to get the message out. I'm happy that you got this to Bobby Kennedy. I mean, he is going to help make America great again and healthy again. And but really, thank you for all the work you do in the lab, Chris. Keep it going. Keep coming forward with these products. And everyone, I promise you guys, click on the link below the video there. Take it straight to the page. Look at what all the products. The savings are right there for you. Check it out. It's time to get started on your health. It's time to start on it now because we got a long way to go yet, and we're going to have to be healthy to do it. So, Chris, Patty, thank you so much, you guys, for being with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
God bless. And folks, I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate, of course, to the prophetic word of God. And I'm telling you, get yourself healthy. You'll be glad you did. God bless.